Hi, my name's Kevin Hicks. Welcome to the History Squad. Today we're here on location
in the heart of England, Warwick Castle. Today I'll be taking you into Guy's Tower, into many of the rooms that have been sealed off from the public for centuries, to reveal some astonishing graffiti that most people will never get to see. So get ready to dive into history's hidden corners.
When you think of graffiti, you might picture spray cans and subway trains. But inside these castle walls are messages hundreds of years old, etched in desperation, boredom, and defiance. Some were prisoners, some were soldiers, and some just wanted to leave their mark on history.
Before I take you to Guy's Tower, I just wanted to bring you around here at the back of the castle, the Watergate Tower, where you've got all of this modern graffiti etched into the walls. 1945, 1980, 1971. People have always liked to leave their mark. But now we're going to head over to Guy's Tower, where I've been lucky enough to gain exclusive access to many of the locked rooms. Inside, we're going to find some truly incredible graffiti, each one a secret window into the past. So let's take a look. Follow me.
Do you know, we're really lucky to be here. This is a room that's closed to the public. It is a medieval room that's been untouched. Look at the ceilings, the windows. It's just incredible. And there is graffiti all over the walls, going back centuries, but there's some particular pieces I'd like to show you. So this is 1300s, the Beauchamp coat of arms, what's left of it. It's been chiseled out because there were prisoners in here during the Civil War. Those prisoners were royalist prisoners, so you find lots of the royalist fleur-de-lis all over this room. So 1300s, 1600s, 1640s. Let's have a look at this little bedroom in here. So we're in a bedroom. This for prisoners, royalist prisoners in the Civil War, 1642 and on. They would sit by the window and they made tiny little stick figure drawings of cavalrymen on horseback. They're everywhere. Everywhere you go, little drawings of the birds, where men, prisoners, have been sat here, gazing out of the window. But one of the things that I first saw in this room, which blew my mind, was this little bit of graffiti here. The beautiful script, the carving of the individual letters. But it doesn't match the Civil War carvings. So it's not until you come around and look on the opposite side, there is a masterpiece. Now, I was informed that this is medieval, and it was a cross between French and Latin, so I was told. Now, even in the decades that I've not been here, I can tell that this has crumbled a little bit. It is so delicate. But it's been transcribed. They don't know if it was written or carved by a priest or a prisoner. But what it says is, Hail Mary, Mother of Grace. So it's a prayer carved in to the living stone. And that's what I love about this castle. It has a beating heart, hundreds of years old, in fact, 1,000 years old, and it still beats to this very day. It's magic. It really is. Let's go and explore. Let's go and find out what's further down. So we're just another story down in one of these rooms filled with graffiti from the English Civil War, but there's a particular piece I'd like to show you because if this chap had been killed at the Battle of Edge Hill, it would have had dire consequences for history. Follow me. It's a little bit high up, but it's this tiny little signature here. Can you see it okay? This is Edward Disney, 1642, captured at the Battle of Edge Hill, October the 23rd, 1642, and sold back for ransom. If Edward Disney had been killed at Edge Hill, there would have been no Mickey Mouse. This is the ancestor of Walt Disney. To me, that's a bit of magic. Brilliant. After the Battle of Edge Hill in our Civil War, there were an awful lot of prisoners held in these rooms and they were bored. So carving on the walls. Now have a look at this. Just about see 3 perfect fleur-de-lis on a shield. Royalist prisoners with the royalist symbol of the fleur-de-lis, part of the coat of arms of the king in those days. Doesn't matter where you look in this room, names, initials, coat of arms, symbols, and of course the one from Walt Disney's ancestor. But although the graffiti to me, wow, blows my mind, especially the script upstairs, the Hail Mary, what we're going to look at in a moment is so personal. But let's see what we discovered, one of those little secrets of Warwick Castle. I forgot how cold it is in there.
It's freezing.
Secret code to get into a secret room. So in this room, there is handwriting. Looks like they've used charcoal from the fire. You can just about make out some of the words there and that kind of thing. 1642, there's a date here. So it's obvious Civil War prisoners. And if you look on the opposite wall, somebody's been practicing lots of different styles of drawing. And it was for this, we think. If you look up above there, there is the profile drawing of a man's head. Now there are 2 thoughts to this. It's by a chap called Antonius, because he signed his name with charcoal all over the place. A cavalier. Or there's another school of thought. And this is, it's history just dripping off the walls. Instead of it being the portrait of a cavalier soldier, a prisoner here, could that be the portrait of Christ? Because if he was a Catholic prisoner here, he would have drawn that as an affront to the Puritan soldiers here who would not have any of what they called the idolatry. So this used to be covered up and over the centuries has been rediscovered. And that's what I say about this castle. Its heart is still beating and its history literally doesn't just hang on the walls, it oozes from the walls. To me, my heart, I think, will always be at Warwick. What a place. But we've still got some more to discover. One more thing I want to show you. I've just been reminded of an extra piece of graffiti, and you can see a practice piece here. William Sutherland, a Scotsman. But it's practice. If you look on this wall here, this is a perfect piece of graffiti. William Sutherland. He was captured at the Battle of Worcester, right at the end of the Civil War, under Charles II. and he was held here as a prisoner and then sold back to Scotland, so I understand.
And it reads, William Sutherland, prisoner here, taken at Worcester, at ye defeat of King Charles II, King of Britain, France and Ireland, defender of the faith, who I praise God long to preserve, anno 1651.
And to me, it's just wonderful. As I said upstairs, the English Civil War is often overlooked, and it's misnamed too. It was always known as the Great Rebellion because it was England, Scotland, Ireland and Wales. There was an awful lot to that Civil War, and here we have a Scotsman so far from home, and this is how he filled his time in this room, this cold, cold medieval room. Quite something, eh? There's a piece of the Civil War history that's often missed. After the Battle of Edge Hill, many of the wounded prisoners were brought back to Warwick Castle alongside the healthy prisoners. And there's one really sad story. It's Lord Lindsay was shot through the chest, so I understand. He's going to die. But his son, the Viscount, would not leave his father. He was a royalist. And so the two of them were scooped up as prisoners. And it's in this room that the Viscount Lindsay cradled his father's head in his lap as his father simply bled to death. And the legend was there were that many wounded prisoners in this tower after the Battle of Edge Hill that as they tried to wash out the rooms, the blood gushed all the way down the stairs of the tower. And it's a reflection, isn't it? History. It's not just stone, timber and castles. It's the hearts of the people who lived, worked, fought and died in and around these places. That's what I love. This wonderful piece of graffiti from a time of absolute horror in Britain, the Civil War. Well, I hope you enjoyed our little video there on the incredible graffiti at Warwick Castle. If you did, like, share and subscribe. And if you'd like to support the channel further, why not have a look at joining our Patreon community? The link is in the description. Now, before I go, quick shout out to some of our Patreon members. As ever, I've got it written down on a scrap of paper here. Alex Wilson, Adam42 and Patrick Chandler. Hey guys, thanks a million. Bye for now.